I had an experience last week with my formerly very feral barn kitty, who had been, I've talked about him quite a few times, who'd been abandoned in the barn that I'm now leasing, dead of winter. It took him a year to not run away from me. And now, now my kitty, I can I can scritch him anywhere, his belly, I can put my hand in his mouth. I play around because if I ever have to get him to a vet or give him medication or anything, he's he's still very, very wild. I mean, he hunts and he does not hunt birds. I want you to know that he does not. He catches mice, but I feed him one meal a day. I feed him sardines 4 days. And one day on Saturday, he gets raw chicken that's been frozen to kill the parasites, but raw chicken thigh and egg yolk. He loves that meal. And 2 days a week, he gets salmon, canned salmon. Well, when I first started giving it to him, I bring the food there and I open the can. It's from Trader Joe's. They're three big sardines. They're really good sardines in water. And I dump it into his bowl and I put water in it because that's the best way to give him water, especially in the winter, so it won't freeze. And I would take the lid and break up the sardines. After about a year and a half of this, I'm like, I don't need, why am I breaking this up? For goodness sake, he caught a squirrel once. I mean, he doesn't need me breaking up his sardines. So I stopped doing it. And he would, bite it and eat it. He was fine. He never complained about it. Well, about a week ago, I put the food in the dish and he was like, like a little kid. And he came by me. I was doing something, preparing the horse's food. And he came by me and like kind of rubbed against my leg and looked at me and was just helping me. And I just had this feeling there was something wrong with his food. So I went over and I'm like, do you need me to break that up? And so I just reached in with my hands and just kind of, mushed it, squished it. Yeah, he went and he ate it all. So, okay, now I squish his sardines again because that's what he wants. And I was so touched by it. I cry easily. Have you noticed that? I was so touched by it because he trusts me enough to tell me what he needed and have confidence that I would take care of it. He trusted me to say, hey, that's I don't quite. And a few days after that, because I bring water with me too, when I put his salmon in the dish, it's like a little more than a third of a can of salmon. And I filled it with water and I filled it to the top of the bowl. It's usually a little bit below that. And you figure, well, that's fine. He Same thing. He came over and he was like, I said, did I put too much water in that? And I took the bowl and he's never done this before. Of course, I've never also overfilled it. And I tipped it a little bit and I put it down and he ate it all. And again, to me, it was just extraordinary. It was such an incredible feeling to have that level of trust and communication and relationship. And it put me in mind, one other very short story. It put me in mind of my heart dog, Alika, a little American Eskimo dog. My heart just we were like this. And one day we were at a different barn, and there was an electric fence. I built a track for my horses to keep them off the pasture so they could go around the pasture. A lot of room to move. So there's an outer wood fence, and then the inner fence was two strands of electric. And she'd been around it before. I mean, there's no way to teach her. You can kind of feel the vibe off of it. The horses knew when it was on. Um, but one day I saw her kind of sniffing. I was spreading hay. I saw her kind of sniffing over there. And then I heard this yelp, this pain. And I was like, and here she comes charging up to me. And this is a tough little dog. Really tough little dog. She came running up to me just in shock and wanted to be near me. And I said, did you touch that fence? Oh, honey, I didn't see her do it, but I knew that's what it was. Did you touch that fence? Oh, I'm so sorry you didn't know. You don't touch that fence again. And I just petted her a little bit and gave her kisses. And then she went off and she was fine. And she never touched it again. And so Panthero just put me in mind of that. When they needed something, they come. I'm getting teary again. They come and they ask you. So There's not a lesson here. I'm sure your animals do that too. But or anything we can do to make ourselves more open to hearing when they need something. Because they may be asking other times when we're not getting it because we're so in our own heads or busy or whatever. So just a reminder, they do when they trust us, when they love us, they will ask. And so it's kind of our job to hear what they're saying. And if you have any stories you'd like to share, I'd love to hear them. You can drop them in the comment box below. I'm Pam Sorellis of Winged Horse Healing at wingedhorsehealing.com. See you again soon. Thanks.